Welcome back, my darling Diamonds in the Rough. I am your favorite talking stone, and today we are back with some more daily puzzles. Now, why don't we just hop right on in with some wonderful little Wordle that just popped up. Wonderful. And as always, favorite starting word is jazzy, and it jazzes us a little bit. We can follow it up with a little plant. All right. Oh, we can end with a T. I want to say we have triple letter AT, but what could go there? Maybe a rat? Rat? Or maybe we can... apart. Well, apart unfortunately does not work. That A would be in the wrong spot, the second A. But I want to start with an A maybe, and end with the T. So what can we do that fits this format? Because we do need an A, and it can't be in the second or third. So where can it go? A sort. It's two S's for a sort, isn't it? It is. So maybe not that. Or maybe we can just try something, something, something. AT. I guess we can go a little bit boring, a little bit more bland to do it this way. Not leading with the A. So what would the first two letters be? Ending in at. Let's see. Sat maybe? Sat, rat, wat, gat? Ooh, it's so hard to think of the last two letters. Like the last letter, you can think of words that end in T. Actually, none come to mind now that I think about it. But before that, like the fourth letter being A is just quite the restriction. At. Let me think. I can't think of anything, so I might need some more letters. So let me just use adopt, even though we know it can't be because of the P. I normally don't like using that, and it just means the A has to be in the fourth spot. So let me think some more. Is it cheat? Ah, it's not cheat. I typed this in, S-H-E-A-T. I don't... Is this it? Is this it? Yeah, it's not on the word list. That's what I thought. But we have... So what am I missing? Oh, no, not sheet. Wheats. Like the Minecraft movie. I've heard some very much a lot of things about the Minecraft movie, but hey, we got it. Very much a lot of things about the Minecraft movie, which I wanted to release like earlier this week. First of all, I already acquainted myself with the chicken jockey and what is it, Flint and Steel. Are those the two big memes that come from it? Are those the things that people find funny? I don't know. I haven't seen it. I don't know the context, but apparently people went crazy with it, and it's good. I remember when I saw the FNAF movie, I very much enjoyed it because it was a fun theatrical experience. Everyone was cheering and jostling in a fun way, in a not disrespectful way. However, and I like that, when there's a movie that you and the audience, the intended audience, can just not necessarily take it super seriously, but rather just enjoy it. And that environment is really good. The Minecraft movie has some of that, however, it also doesn't. I've heard of the fights that have broken out about it, and the... Can I call it a horrible trend? It's a trend that I'm not fond of just dumping popcorn all over the theater when Steve says chicken jockey. I believe that's the context of it. Not a fan of that. I, for one, hate it when I have to make workers do their job, and I would be mortified if I had to leave that big of a mess at the Minecraft movie, because oh my gosh, that is... They just dump tons... They sneak giant bags of popcorn into the theater, And then when Steve says the thing, apparently, they just dump it all over the sky. It's terrible. It's terrible. I've only seen one thing of it, but it's just absolutely terrible. I feel so bad for the people who have to clean it up, because people have to clean that up. But it's just so... I'm not sure if disgusting is the right word, but such bad manners. Like, seriously, I get it. You think it's a funny meme, because... I don't know why you think so, but please, have some decency. It's not funny. It's not even a funny joke. You're just dumping popcorn everywhere. Whatever. There is a fine line between respectful and disrespectful movie theaters, and that definitely crosses it. But that is what it is. We can move on to the mini puzzle of the day, and let us begin. Right. Smoke tendrils. Don't know. Undo as I do's. I don't. Don't. I do's are as in, like, weddings. That's what I'm thinking of the context in. An undo wedding is to, like, not get a divorce. Well, I guess that would be to undo a wedding, but undo wedding vows and whatnot. I remember, well, I don't really remember. Whenever someone wanted to do a cliche at a wedding, like, let's say you're in a Hallmark movie, and your main heroine is at the altar getting married to, Brad Guy, who is the original love interest, who's like who works in a big town company as a big time COO, not CEO, has to be one level below or something like that, a mid-high level executive, and they have a happy life right before the Hallmark movie, but suddenly main character heroine goes to small town USA and meets lumberjack Chadwick, who is lumberjack and is very, what's the term, sexy? And oh my gosh, he teaches her the good old country values and like, yeah, just Hallmark stuff. But yes, that's the scene I'm thinking of. When at the altar, in the climax of the movie, she says, I don't, to the wedding vows. And instead goes with, what do I call his name? Lumberjack Chadwick. And lives happily ever after in small town USA. That's what I think of it. But I don't is the first thing that comes to mind. So I'm going to leave it there. Maybe it is, but I don't know. Might not be. 7. What is the point of church? Prayer? That's my first thought. The point of church is to revere God? I'm not sure. Adorable flab. I don't know. Like some prices and precipices. Too high, too low. Astronomical. Cuts? I don't know. Apple orchid pest. I'm thinking worms. Which would mean I don't is wrong. But I could be wrong about that. I'm just thinking worms are... I'm more confident on worms than I am on I don't. Worms, because that's what you usually see in contents of a pest in an apple. Right? Right, I believe so. The worms of an apple. That's the classic pest that eats an apple, that you'll see in an apple or whatever. Or at least in media. Right. 2 cents, so to speak. Opinion. My 2 cents is my opinion. Unfortunately, that's way too long. So I don't know. Like a sarcastic dig. I'm just thinking a jab, an insult, whatever. To get rid of. To toss? Trash? Maybe trash? That's the first 5-letter thing that comes to mind. Succumb to a lullaby. Sleep. Smoke tendrils, I don't know. Undo, as in I do's. Oh wow, we definitely got some stuff wrong. Point church. Adorable flab. Okay, we're going to need auto... Well, some prices... Okay, we don't know. We're going to need auto check. We definitely have at least one wrong. We have 2 wrong. And it's not... Is it wasps? Really? For apple orchard pest. You know, you don't really associate wasps with apples. And I only got that because it was the only other 5-letter pest that I can think of. Not really a wasp guy. Oh, a fun story. Not fun, actually, terrible story. I was stung by a wasp 7 times in my sleep. Fun fact, that's also how I learned I was allergic to wasps. Isn't that terrible? It was absolutely terrible experience. Hurt really bad. Woke up screaming in pain at 4 a.m. Would not recommend for anyone. It was probably the most amount of pain I ever had in a moment. I've had other stuff that has had more pain, has had slightly less pain for a longer period of time, but this was probably the peak pain I've ever experienced. So if you're ever allergic to wasps, I highly do not recommend getting stung multiple times in your sleep. Definitely do not recommend that. But let's start from the beginning. Smoke tendrils. I'm not sure. I'm going to move on. Undo, as in I-do's. Undo, as in I-do's? That's your wedding vow, so how can you undo that? Divorce is really what I'm thinking of, but that's not fitting for this. So move on. What is the point of church? Faith is what I'm thinking of, but it's a build. Yes, it's a building to revere one's God. Oh wow, I really don't know. Adorable flab, like some prices and precipices. Steep? Okay. 2 cents, so to speak. It's my opinion, but what is my opinion in sort of 5 letters? How can you say that? And that I don't know, so I'm gonna move on. Sarcastic dig. A joke? Nope, not a joke. Fortunately, that fit 5 letters, so I assume, but no, I should not assume that. Get rid of. Oh my, we are not doing good. I'm going to have to reveal a letter just to get this moving. I never like doing this. 2 cents, so to speak. I don't know. And smoke tendrils. I'm thinking wills? No, not even close. Wisps? Okay, I think like the wisps of smoke, but wouldn't have guessed that. Let's go down. 2 cents, so to speak. It's just my opinion. I don't know. I don't know what could fit with an I and it starting with and T ending with. Sarcastic dig. So this is just a joke at someone's expense. Snap. I don't know. Get rid of. Purge. Okay, that's an odd word to get rid of, but we'll take that. Undo as I do's. Okay. Annul. Annul! Oh, because you annul a marriage certificate or annul a wedding, whatever it is. Okay. Point of church to not serve. I was going to say serve, but I realized the R was in the 4th spot, not the 3rd spot. Just too late. I'm not sure what the point of church is right now, but adorable flab. Pudge. Okay. Like 2 cents. 2 cents, so to speak. Intuition is what I'm thinking of, but I don't know. Like a snide remark. And what is the point of church? Well, it has to be a consonant here, right? Because double vowel does not seem doable. So, what would go here? Spire? Oh, it is spire. That's very much confusing. And 2 cents is opinion. Okay. That makes more sense. That was a tricky one. I mean, I'm glad I only had to reveal 1 letter, but still, I had to reveal a letter and also use auto check. That was tricky. That was very, very tricky. Not that I mind too much. Well, I would have rather gotten it without auto check or a little bit of a hint, but getting it is the more important part to me. I like to actually understand it. And that was just a little bit too hard for me, but that's okay. That just means we can improve. There's more room for us to improve. And in addition for us to improve in just the mini, we also can improve in the connections. Right, here we go. Let us begin. Dog. This is not a palindrome, but it is an anagram of God. That could be it. I'm feeling very religious after the, what is the point of, for the church to spire. Oh! I just realized I missed the pun. The point on a church building is a little spire. I missed the pun. I thought it was some, like, deeper meaning from spire that I wasn't too acquainted with. But no, it was just a pun. It was just a play on words. That makes me feel silly. Right, but we can continue. Dog. It's an animal. It's an anagram of God. And it's adorable. Dog. We love dogs. More of a cat guy, but, you know, dogs are great. Just, I don't want to own a dog. I feel like it would be a lot of work. It's not my cup of tea. But dogs are great. Pop. That sparkle, that pizzazz, that it factor. To pop out. Or maybe pop music. Ball, baseball, hockey, not hockey ball. Hockey's the one sport that doesn't use a ball. So I don't know why it came to mind. Soccer or football. It's something like that. Or basketball, of course. Or maybe just a sphere. Sock can mean to hit, or sock can mean the article of clothing that goes on one's foot. Slug can mean to hit. Slug can also mean a mollusk without a shell. Without a shell? What's the difference between slugs and snails? Is it just the shell, or is there some sort of bigger anatomy? Oh my gosh, I cannot say anatomy thing. But yeah, is it some anatomy thing, or is it just the shell? Editor me is probably going to put it up here. Thank you. Frog. Amphibious, from tadpoles. Actually, I say amphibious, but it's not going to be amphibious. I'm going to be honest, I don't think I can name 5 different amphibians. I know frogs, of course, but off the top of my head, what else is considered an amphibian? I really don't know. That doesn't matter. We'll continue. Glove. Baseball glove. Which loosely ties in with ball, but not really. But glove is like one of the things of baseball, of course. And there is, I see bat later on, but we'll skip that. Trot. That's like a horse's jog. That's a light jog. That's just a trot. Or Tron, but NT, but I don't really say that. Bat. I'm thinking baseball bat. Or even wiffle ball, too. Or to bat as in like a flying mammal. Huh. You know, I'm going to say something that's very weird, but bats are the only flying thing that lactates, aren't they? You know, that was the weirdest way I could say that, but yeah, they're mammals, which means they lactate, and they fly. Birds don't have that, and I don't believe, I believe only mammals produce milk. Huh. That's very interesting. Well, that's just a weird way of saying that they're the only flying mammals. But still, very interesting. Granted, maybe there is some exceptions. Like, you know, platypuses are, or platypi are, is it platypus or is it it's platypi, isn't it? Yes. Are mammals, but they lay eggs. So maybe some non-mammalian animal produces milk. But none that I know of. So yeah. Also Batman. Probably could have said that too. We'll continue. Hound. That goes along with dog. But hound is like to hound someone about something, to harass them about it. Like the deadlines are due Peter Parker. Like J. Jonah Jameson hounding Parker for those pictures of Spider-Man. Globe. I'm thinking the Daily Planet, which has a globe on top of its office for Superman. But globe is a sphere that goes along with what was it? Ball. It's a sphere. Oh, I see more spears, but we'll continue. Pound means to hit. It also means the weight, a pound. Or currency, the pound. Orb. Now, I could go back and say orb about the movements of the Earth. Or, sorry, is it... No, it's on the movements of the Earth. Which I very much gloated when it finished airing. Which I definitely recommend. You should watch it. But. It's a sphere. It is a sphere with ball and globe. Newt. I'm thinking like a little... Oh, that's an amphibian, isn't it? A newt. That goes along with frog. Or maybe things you'd see at a swamp with slug. But let's stop going back. But that's what I'm thinking of, the animal. A hole is a... hole. Well, do we say a hole like... Let's say you dig a hole down, like maybe a couple meters that you dig a hole at the beach, or we're talking a hole in like terms of topology, where like a straw, instead of having two holes, one for entering, one for exiting, has one hole because you stretch out that bottom hole as your outside ring, and the top hole essentially is your only actual hole. So which hole are we talking about? I've talked about topology before. It's very weird, very terrifying. I am scared of topologists. They will... I don't even know what they'll do, but... but topology is fun. I'll flash the image of the straw as a hole or whatever. But yes. And sphere. Now, I said this before. Sphere, globe, orb, and ball. These are all spheres, I guess. So, is it that? Yes. Round three-dimensional objects. I guess balls don't technically need to be perfect spheres. And globe technically cannot be a perfect sphere, considering the Earth itself is not a perfect sphere. I believe it's, what is it, wider than it is taller, or is it vice versa? I forget. I think it's closer to, no, actually it might be taller? It's closer to egg-shaped? I don't know. Right, so Newt, Eye of Newt. Oh, this could be Witch's Cauldron. Like Eye of Newt. Or, no, I'm thinking like a marsh. Trout can be found in a marsh, can't they? Well, we'll find out. Really? Not even one away, huh? Huh. I'm surprised. Not even one away. Maybe a Witch's Cauldron, like an Eye of Newt, a tongue of frog, wisp of eyes, and something of a bat. Yeah, animals in the Witch's Brew in Macbeth. Okay. So I was half right. Oh, I remember talking about this before. Again, not a fan of the use of witches in Macbeth. I thought they were just kind of there. I thought that they didn't actually have any importance to the plot. They were just like, yeah, we know the story. Like the Fates in Greek mythology, but like kind of more boring about it. And they were kind of shoehorned into a more important role than the Fates are in Greek mythology. It's just weird. I was not a fan of the witches in Macbeth. I thought Macbeth could have stood alone without them, and it probably would have been better written. But, you know, it is what it is. Shakespeare did it to appease, I believe it was King James or whatever. So, good on him, I guess. Now, let us go. Slug means to hit. Pound means to hit. Sock means to hit. What else means to hit? To pop. Okay. To punch, yes. Hound, trot, hole, and glove. Is this golf terms? Oh, fox terms, not golf. Let's read it. Foxglove, foxhole, foxhound, foxtrot. Ah, I see. That's good. That is pretty good indeed. Well, we got it. We kind of powered through that. And isn't that wonderful? We deserve a nice pat in the back. Yourselves included. You got this with me. Alright, we have one more puzzle, one more fun little game for us to enjoy. And today's puzzle is none other than the good old Compound Your Joy. I say good old. This is my first time playing it. I saw it was new and I wanted to try it out. So let us read how to play. Pick up and drag the words to arrange them in a chain in which every adjacent pair of words is a familiar two-word phrase like hot dog. The pink words are the start and the end of the chain cannot be moved. When you have finished linking the words, we will show you the definitions of the phrases. If you want a challenge, try to make the chain no more than 4 moves. Okay, and here's where we begin. Right. First two-word phrase, and it has to start with shutter and then be that. Two ones are shutter and camera. I'm thinking shutter speed. That's the only one that I think goes next to shutter, right? Business, job, day, security. Yeah, it has to be shutter speed. Or do I have to move it like that? Oh. There we go. And speed. Speed business, speed job. Speed job maybe? Speed day. Speed security, speed freak show. Well, let's start with camera actually. Job camera, day camera, security camera is probably what it is. Freak show security, day security, job security. I like that. Alright. And I'm assuming business day job and speed freak show? Oh, speed freak, freak show, show business, business day, day job, job security, and security camera. Well, that was fun. That was cute. That was fun. You know what? Let's try a new game. Yeah, you know, that was fast. We can do 2. So let's do 2. Let's double down. Because we can. Right. Threatened name, threatened show, threatened species. And that's what I'm going to do. Threatened species. Yes. Oh, and species name. Name card. Let's see. Game safe, dog safe, meat safe, show safe. Huh. That's weird. Those are all a little bit too abstract to normally go with safe. Maybe in a more common term, but let's continue with card. Card show, card meet, card dog, card game. Card game. Game show, show dog, dog meet, and meat safe. Wow, 33 seconds. You know, we can do one more time. Roof, room, roof garden, roof number, roof dance, roof 1. I'm thinking roof garden, but I'm not really too sold on that. So floor. 1 floor, dance floor. Has to be dance floor. Getting a little... Oh my gosh, that is a lot. Number 1 dance, dance floor. And it's roof garden, garden room, and room number. And that was 9 seconds. Wow, that was fantastic. Wow, that made me feel very smart. Wow, I don't want to say it was easy, because it also, well, definitely had a lot of leeway. Seems very easy to pass that if you were just decently acquainted with these sayings, but wow, that was fun. Because it was still just a good concept. Yes, it might have been easier, significantly easier, if anything, than other daily puzzles we normally partake in, but its mechanic of just moving words around and creating phrases is certainly fun. Which sort of counterbalances the fact how easy it is to make it actually a really good game. I enjoyed that. And I'm glad that we were able to do multiple. Technically, I guess this wasn't a daily puzzle, but, you know, it is what it is. And that was just simply fantastic. Alright. Thank you all for watching. This is the end of the video. And it's great. It is great. I just felt so much joy while making today's video. It just gave me an energy that I really needed. So thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for letting me be me. It is just very, very small window of my day that makes me feel incredibly happy. And I hope it can make you guys feel happy as well. Alright, that's all I have to say. Thank you all. And as always, have a day. I hope it's a good one. See ya.